Hi, I'm Water. In this video, we're going to be going over some news for CSGO investing, like what cases you should be looking out for within the next market crash. Now, if you've watched any of my recent videos, you probably know that I've covered how most cases are at their all-time highs at the moment, which is not a good opportunity to buy into cases if you are investing. Saying this though, this is a great opportunity to look into different cases, which one fits your investment portfolio, and much more. So that's why in this video, we're actually going to be covering 5 different cases you want to be looking out for within the next market crash, as they could very well be great pickups. And what I mean by look out for within the next market crash, what I am more so referring to is just watching the price for it to crash and then actually grabbing it at that price point. This could be through various different techniques like strategic buy orders, or even just directly purchasing them off the market. Saying this though, this should be very clear that these aren't cases which you should be investing in at this exact moment, but when the market crashes, which will give you an opportunity to get them for undervalued prices. Now, you can expect a mini market crash when the real stickers go ahead and get released, but it wouldn't be as huge as if it was an operation. An operation though should be coming in the next few months, around the start of 2023. This time period is great to use to research into what capsules, cases, and other consumables which you want to be investing in. Now, the reason you actually can expect all these cases to be crashing in the future is because when the new operation does go ahead and release, it will have a pass with it, which nearly everybody just goes ahead and just sells a few items just to get enough balance and then get the pass that way. It happens nearly every single time with any item. You can just go ahead, check the Steam marketplace, go to last year September 22nd, and you will see a very big decrease, which is from Operation Riptide. Once again, look the year before with Broken Fang, and so on and so forth. Saying this though, hopping into these different cases we are going to be talking about now that I've gotten that all out of the way, and it should be pretty clear that I'm not more so talking about right now, but more so watch these cases for when they crash in the future. So right off, let's just hop right into the one which is in the actual drop pool at the moment, which is the Fracture case, which did go through a mini hype the past few weeks. It's slowed down at this point, but it is still extremely overvalued, as it is the least opened active drop pool case. But the reason why I am saying you definitely want to be watching out for it within the next market crash, as depending on what you're able to snipe, it will generate you a bunch of profit. With the Fracture case being the most expected case to go into the rare drop pool next, you can expect a very huge initial spike. This happens time and time again when you have an actual drop pool case go into the rare drop pool. It will go through a very big initial spike, and that's why in the next operation, watching this case to crash, seeing as there is millions out there in supply, could generate you some very quick profit when it does go ahead and actually go into the rare drop pool. Obviously, timing will be a very big part into this, but for another case which you should really be looking out for, this is the Revolver case. Now, I have talked time and time again what actually draws people to the Revolver case, with it being the cheapest OG case, giving you an opportunity to open the most expensive item in CSGO, a blue gem Karambit. This is literally the big selling factor to the Revolver case, which is why it has gone through a bunch of growth within the last year. The skins in the case are pretty terrible when you compare it to the rest of the OG cases, which has caused it to go extremely unnoticed for a very long time, which has caused it to lack in price when it comes to OG cases. The Revolver case is 3 times cheaper than the next cheapest OG case, essentially giving you 3 times more opportunities to open up the rarest knife in the game. This is why within the next market crash, I would definitely recommend you watch the Revolver case, as it still has huge potential to grow, with it being the most unboxed OG case, a 3 times difference between the next cheapest case, meaning that the case literally has to triple in price before it gets anywhere near that price point, so definitely keep your eye out on it. Moving on though, we're going to go into the Danger Zone case, which is actually one that did recently hit the rare drop pool, but you should definitely be looking out for this case for a bunch of different reasons. Starting off, obviously it has some pretty decent knives actually in it, but mainly there are a few different reasons why you should really be looking into this. Mainly, it actually has some pretty good skins, especially when you compare it to something like the Revolver case, which will give it longevity when it comes to unboxing numbers. You won't just have people unboxing this case to receive one of the knives, there's even a bunch of skins in this case which people will open up just to receive. As well, with it being one of the cheapest cases on the market, still being around the same price point in actual drop pool cases, it leaves it with a bunch of potential for the future. Although 3-cent cases for CSGO may never return, the Danger Zone is one of the closest next things. It's actually really important to realize why investing in cheaper items actually brings you a higher return on your investment, which is simply due to the fact that it is a lot easier to increase its price. When you have something that's 10 cents, it's a lot easier to double that to 20 cents, rather than having something that's $10 double up to $20. At the end of the day, that is still doubling your investment, which is why it's really important to take a look at a lot of these cheaper cases, as when they do go ahead and increase, it is actually a very huge percentage. Now, next up, we actually have something sort of on the other side of the spectrum, which is Operation Breakout, which is something which you could classify as an expensive case in the game. This is another case which did recently go through a huge hype, hitting another all-time high, and crazily enough, although I did just talk about why it's better to invest in cheaper cases rather than expensive ones, the reason why I'm actually talking about Breakout is due to the fact that it is actually one of the longest and safest case investments in the game. For years now, this is the case which investors have always geared towards for many different reasons, like the butterfly knife being the main knife included, Obviously, for the butterfly knives, the most hyped ones for the Chinese community, and with its decently low supply number, it does allow for it to be a pretty safe investment. When you look at something like the Operation Hydra case, it hasn't really been moving that much, which is the fact why I would recommend to everyone to sort of stay away from it. While something like the Breakout case, one of the longest cases investors have been investing in the community, is a tried and true one, which has caused a lot of success for many different people. With a lot of supply being controlled by some heavy investors, if people just decide not to sell it, it does cause the price to increase very fast, and if people obviously do go ahead and decide to cash out, it does cause the price to crash. When everyone was wondering what was the price point the Breakout case would be reaching, until obviously people decided that they've had enough, reached enough profit, and decided to go ahead and start listing up thousands. So this is why I definitely do recommend within the next market crash, you definitely look out for the Breakout case. It is one of the original cases when it comes to case investings, and I definitely don't see its demand going anywhere anytime soon. Now finally, for the next case which we are going to be talking about, which you should be looking out for within the next market crash, this is actually Operation Riptide. Now I actually have talked a lot about Operation Riptide within the last week due to its supply getting completely eaten up. The exact reason which actually caused this to happen due to the fact that it is one of the most recent cases to release, and much more, but a lot of these reasons is actually why you should be looking out for it in the future. This is something which is very similar to Operation Hydra, where a lot of its supply gets completely eaten up, as there never really was that much supply to begin with. This case does give you an opportunity to open up some butterfly emeralds, so it is causing many people to go ahead and try and unbox these, which is making this case's low supply even lower. That is why I would definitely be looking out for these 5 different cases within the next operation when the market does go ahead and crash, as these cases do have some of the biggest potential to grow for the future. Make sure you take note of what I was mentioning at the start of the video, like doing research and making sure you're not buying at the peaks of hypes, as odds are if you aren't buying before the hype even started, you're probably buying in too late. Saying all this though, definitely keep your eyes out on these, and I hope you are staying hydrated. Until next time, it's Water, and I'm out. Peace.